Hey, how's it going out there, all my fellow DeFiers and YouTubers? Thank you for joining me for another edition of DeFi Deluxe. And thank you to everyone who has recently subscribed. I really appreciate it. I did just put up a Gitcoin grant, so I wanted to share this for anyone who would be interested in donating. Any funds would be greatly appreciated and would go towards a better lighting setup, better desktop for video editing, and cover gas costs for more tutorials. Let's get to our content. First up, we have Basis Cash, who launched their yield farm incentives this week, bringing back degen level APYs at around 10,000%, which if you look at yield farming tools here, you'll see it's gone down significantly since then. It's running at around 2,800% right now. However, even with this decline, this is still going to be our opportunity of the week here with a very good reward rate. If you aren't familiar with Basis Cash, the original project was an ICO from 2017 that actually managed to raise 133 million in token sales, but they ultimately had to return all the capital to investors after US security regulators had concerns over the bond and share tokens. The project relaunched this year with anonymous founders aiming for a new fair launch that would pick up where the old project left off. Their goal is to create an algorithmic stablecoin that is resistant to hyperinflation, free from centralized control, and more stable and robust than the monetary systems that came before it. This continues the trend we've been seeing lately, where projects have distributed their token in a fair launch completely funded by the community without any VC intervention. So this makes Basis Cash unique from, say, DAI or Maker DAO, who had VC funding. According to Basis Cash, this will be the first ever central bank to run entirely on an algorithm without human intervention. And they even have a nice little message for the Feds there. So it will be very interesting to see how this project plays out. In order to provide liquidity for Basis Cash, check out basis.cash/bank and you'll see the opportunities here. As I've been making this video, the APY has actually jumped up to 3,300%, so someone must have jumped out of the pool. However, I do want to note that the smart contract risk is high because this project is unaudited and the impermanent loss is about a medium. Next up, we have the 88 MPH protocol. This protocol is unique as it's the only one I have seen so far focusing on fixed rate APYs. So if you've already been yield farming in DeFi, then you are probably aware that most protocols have variable APYs which fluctuate constantly and are in many cases just as volatile as crypto. So these vaults will be useful to anyone looking to receive a fixed income from their deposited funds. The way they make this work is through pooling deposits and a new mechanism they call floating rate bonds. Check out their docs to see more about how it works under the hood, but essentially you agree to lock up your collateral for a set period, which allows you to be guaranteed a fixed interest rate that you will receive at the end of the period when you withdraw your funds. So let me give you an example here. Let's say you want to deposit USDC for a fixed interest rate. So you're going to click add. It's going to ask you how much you'd like to deposit. Let's say we want to deposit 1,000 USDC and we're going to lock it up for 90 days, about 3 months. This profitability calculator is showing that we will be guaranteed a fixed rate of 5%. So at that rate, you can calculate that at a year, you'd make around $50. So if we lock it up for 3 months, it makes sense that you'll receive about a quarter of that at $12.59. Now, on top of that guaranteed rate, you're also going to earn MPH rewards by staking. So you can see here that once you add the MPH rewards to the 5%, you're actually going to make 26% APY on whatever funds you put in there. Not to mention right now the temporary yield farming incentives are going on for 88 MPH, so you actually make even more at 37%. So then when the lending period is over, you will withdraw your principal together with the fixed rate interest earned. When you withdraw, you will need to return 30% of the MPH tokens received at the time of deposit. This is a solid project, and the smart contracts have also been audited by QuantStamp. Good to note there. 88 miles per hour has also recently launched their own special interest groups, or SIGs for short, which are community-led groups that contribute to different aspects of the 88 MPH protocol. The first 3 that already launched are called Meme, Dev, and Gov respectively, and the only requirement to join is to hold at least 88 MPH tokens in your wallet. To me, this is one of the most fascinating aspects of DeFi because of the different ways we are seeing governance emerge. I like this idea of having multiple governing organizations focus on different aspects of the protocol instead of one overarching treasury. The team is seed funding each of the initial groups with 88 MPH worth of tokens, so it will be interesting to see how the groups choose to use them and what unfolds next. Next up is Cover Protocol, who launched their shield mining campaign this past week. If you watched my video from 2 weeks ago, I explained how insurance has been one of the missing factors in DeFi until now. It's long been one of the most important inventions in traditional finance, and it's a very needed piece of the puzzle in DeFi, a world that is rife with hacks, scams, psyops, and smart contract exploits. Now, Cover wasn't the first insurance protocol. That award goes to Nexus Mutual, but here's the key difference. Nexus Mutual requires KYC, or Know Your Customer information, from its users in order to get the full use out of NXM. Cover does not require KYC and is fully decentralized, which makes it kind of like a Yearn in that it is completely community run. If we check out the price action lately on Cover, holy crap. In just the last 7 days, it has gone from floating around $800 to $1,400. With a market cap of only 70 million, this is still considered a small cap token, and it could have a long way to grow. Not to mention, you'll notice there's only 90,000 of them. Looking at the shield mining pools, you'll see that these APYs are pretty decent too. As you can see, some of them are around 200 or 300%, and there are plenty of pools to choose from. Not only that, but guess who is an advisor and partner on the project? None other than King of DeFi, Andre Cronje. Cover is now part of the Yearn ecosystem along with 7 other projects that recently merged to share developer talent. Which brings me to my next piece of news. The YETI. Last week, I announced PowerPool's new index token PIPT, and 2 days later, they launched their second product, the Yearn Ecosystem Token Index. This is also an index token comprised of the Yearn ecosystem tokens, which all contribute to Yearn in different ways. You'll notice that the weights of the tokens are slightly different than that of Power Index, which are all at 12.5% equally. This proposal decided on 35% Wi-Fi, the biggest piece of the pie, and 17% sushi and 8% for the rest of the assets. So, as just mentioned, Cover aims to ensure Yearn vaults, and Ryan Watkins of Masari Research notes that Pickle helps Yearn acquire strategists, while Cream is focusing on building out an in-house money market. Acropolis is attracting institutional liquidity, and Sushi is a VC-free Uniswap. I actually owned some Sushi during the initial yield farm scheme and happened to get out before the whole Chef Nomi fiasco occurred. If you watched my video last week and happened to follow along with my tutorial on how to stake PIPT, you would be following the same steps to provide liquidity for this one. The APYs are about the same as the PIPT token right now, with around 400% for just the YETI token staking and around 460% for the YETI ETH balancer pool. If you are bullish on the Yearn ecosystem and on Andre Cronje's projects, this may be of great interest to you. Well, that's all I got for today, guys. Let's keep this party going just like the Stinky Linkies over here. And please remember that this is not financial advice. Do your own research. Do not put anything into these pools that you don't want to lose. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and turn the bell on to be notified every week when I make a new video. There are a lot of opportunities out there in DeFi right now, and my goal is to try to find you the best ones first and foremost, while also bringing you informative and entertainment news of the week. Stay tuned, and I'll see you next week, everybody.